Good afternoon, everyone. Let me know if I am audible or not. Hello? Hello?
Hello. Hello. Yes, Devani madam. Are we audible?
Yes, sir, absolutely. We can hear
Oh,
you.
all right, all right. Guys, Rutik sir is also audible.
नो, ऋत्विक सर की आवाज नहीं आ रही है। ऋत्विक सर प्लीज कुछ बोलिए।
Now? Audible now? Rodol, audible? Okay, can we start now? I I think we had some issues earlier, but let us start now. देवांगिनी मैडम मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, sir, completely. We can hear you. Good
Okay,
afternoon,
Now
sir.
you are audible.
okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, now let us start then. As Harshal sir has started with object-oriented programming, today we are going to discuss about object-oriented programming again, and we'll dive more or we'll see more into the details, right? And different concepts related to object-oriented programming, like what are the types of different inheritance, what is polymorphism, what is encapsulation, and then there is a special concept in Python which is known as method resolution order. So we are going to see that also, right? How it is going to work. So let us discuss about all these concepts with examples, right? How we can do that. So before we dive into the types of inheritance, I would like to know from you people that how many types of inheritance are there? Anyone? Can anyone tell me how many types of inheritance are there? Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Yeah. So let me just explain you that how many types of inheritance are there, and how we can implement it in Python, right? So you might have seen one example of inheritance yesterday, as our session has shown to you, right? We are going to discuss about more examples of inheritance, right? So let us see that. So I'm opening my IDL. Let us just see that how many types of inheritance. So here I'm saying that writing types of inheritance. Right? And the first type of inheritance is, let us say, single level inheritance. and this is the most basic type of inheritance that we are going to see. Second is, once you have single level, you can have multiple inheritance also. So we can call it as multi-level inheritance, right? Then third one is known as multiple inheritance, and you can talk about hierarchical. And then there is a special one which is not a sub part of it, but once we will see this method resolution order, we'll discuss about this, and this is known as diamond inheritance. Diamond inheritance is very much important to understand method resolution order, right? So hope this is clear to you, and let us start creating classes and how inheritance can be implemented. This different inheritance can be, we will see that. Right? So I'm starting with a basic class, right? Let me call that class as V. Now, as you know, this is Python style guide, so your first V will be capital. Right? We'll say class vehicle, right? And let me just make a simple methods along with some variables over here. So along with some instance variable over here. I'll say define int underscore underscore init underscore underscore. So can anybody tell me what is this define underscore underscore init underscore underscore cells? Anyone? Devankini madam? Fatima madam? Yes ma'am.
हाँ सर सॉरी हेलो
What is this def underscore init underscore underscore?
सर क्लास लिया है उसमें फंक्शन we are taking one function.
Okay, but this is a special function. So what is the name of this function?
No idea sir, I forgot, sorry.
Okay. This is known as constructor. So we are going to create constructor with init, right? So the self is not mandatory. Understand this? You can make it as also, right? So the first argument is always referring to the object. Okay, and you can make it like number of wheels, right? And we can say color. Let us keep two property over there, right? So each and every vehicle, whether it is two-wheeler, three-wheeler, or four-wheeler, they are going to have number of wheels and color, right? So once we are done with it, what we are going to do, we are going to just assign this value to the instance variable. So I'll say self dot number of wheels is equal to number underscore of underscore. Now it is not mandatory that these two names should be same, right? So I can change it like this also. Self dot. Here I am using another spelling of color, that is COLOUR, right? And here we are using just an argument, right? So the self dot COLOUR, that will be known as instance variable, not COLOR. Understand this? COLOUR is considered as instance variable and not the COLOR. This is pretty much important in Python, right? And let us just print these two values. So let me call that method as define print data. And then let me call self over here, but rather than self, I'll say s, right? And this is also s. Okay, and here I'm saying s dot. Let me use print. So print s dot number of wheels and comma s dot COLOUR, not COLOR. Understand this? This is pretty much important, right? So what I'll be doing over here is I'll be adding this to a string number of, let me call this car vehicle details, right? And let me call number of wheels, doing like this, and URL on okay, bracket, and then we can say dot. Let me end the string over here. Dot format, and you can pass it like this also. So this is programmatically developers way to print the data, right? So here, this is how you can create the class. Now this is very simple definition of class. There is no much more things involved in this, right? So let us just try to inherit vehicle class into another class. So let me call this class as two-wheeler. So can anybody tell me that how I can inherit class in Python? Anyone? Can anybody tell me that how I can inherit class in Python? Please. Anyone? Hello? Can anyone tell me that how I can inherit class in Python? What I have to write? Jinal Patel, can you help me with that? Jinal Patel? Okay. Urvashi, yeah. Can you tell me how to inherit class in Python? This is my string. This is my code. Sorry. This is my code. How I can inherit this vehicle class into two-wheeler class if you have attended yesterday's lecture. Anyone? It's an open question, so please let me know if you can tell me. Okay, fine. Okay, so let me show you, right? Let me show you that how we can do that. Might happen that you might be absent in yesterday's lecture. So this is very simple. Once you have this class, right, what you have to do, you have to write parent class name in the bracket. So what is my parent class name? It's vehicle. So I'll be writing that in the bracket, right? And again, I can create this constructor one more time. So let me show you that how you can do that. So I can do it like this: def underscore underscore init underscore underscore, and then I'll be starting with s comma. Let me just copy paste these two values. So along with this, I want to add some more data to two-wheeler class. So what a two-wheeler can have? So a two-wheeler can have a side mirror, right? So I can say whether the side mirror is there or not, right? And let me just create this particular thing. Again, I'll be copy pasting this so that, or rather than copy pasting this, let me call it as vehicle, which is my parent class name, dot call this function. What function I'm going to call over here? I'm going to call init of the parent class. Right? Vehicle dot init, right? And how many arguments are there? Two arguments are there. Which two? This two. Okay, nice. Nice enough. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to assign some value over here. So I'm going to say self dot side mirror is equal to side mirror. So what I've done over here, understand this, I have called constructor of parent class from this point, right? And this is being called here, right? And I have added some more data to this. So self dot side mirror is equal to side mirror, which is additional thing in the child class compared to the parent class, right? And again, I'm calling this function print data to the brackets, right? And we are going to print this three values. Print. Let's maximize it. So I'm just going to print this vehicle details as it is. Right. And I'm going to add one more thing over here, that is side mirror. So let me add side mirror. Okay. And here I should add s dot side. Okay. Understand this. This is very complicated thing to understand what we are doing over here. We are calling the constructor of parent class, right? And additional thing which is being added to the child class is side mirror, right? Let us just run this code. Let's check whether it is working perfectly fine or not. Right? For now, there won't be any error because we have created two classes. Now, if some errors will be there, it will be displayed when you create the object of this class. So let me say I want to create object of this class, and I am calling it as two-wheeler1, so 2_1, which is object of which class? Two-wheeler class. Great enough. And its constructor accepts three different values. Which three values? Number of wheels. Obviously, when it is two-wheeler, the number of wheels will be 2. Color, let us say red. And again, number of side mirrors will be, right? And after this, let me just call the method, print method on this. So 2_1 dot, what is the print method? Print underscore data is the print method we have, right? So let us just run this code. And if you can see, it is printing the details, right? What it is printing? Vehicle details, number of wheels 2, and color is red, and side mirrors are again 2, right? So it's a very simple example that how you can implement inheritance, right? Now understand this, what is happening over here. So here we have done one thing, that is we have implemented this single level inheritance, right? So that is first concept that we have covered with this example, right? This implementation is showing single level inheritance. What second thing we have done over here? Can anybody tell me what we have done over here? We are using this print data method twice, right? And if you can see that when I inherit this vehicle, right, if I don't define this print data, let us just remove it right now, right? If I don't define this print data, still it is going to work. See this, right? It is saying me number of wheels is 2 and color is red. So can anybody tell me what is happening over here? I have not defined print data method over here in the child class. Still I am able to call this print data method. So can anybody tell me what is happening over here? Anyone? Can anyone tell me what is happening over here? Yes, Devangini madam?
Yes, sir. Actually, the parent class is vehicle, and we are just using that is inheritance property. So I
Yes.
think okay, हाँ, because of that reason, because हमने जो
Yes.
हाँ parent class का भी यहाँ पे हमने लिया है ना reference, that's why.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, absolutely right. So when you use this vehicle as an inheritance or as a parent class, all the members of this parent class will be loaded into the child class, right? So this print data will be also available, right? Understand this. So print data, when you call this print data, actually parents class print data will be called, and it is printing only two things, number of wheels and color. Now see this, what I am doing over here. Here I am adding again a method. What is that method? What is the name of that method? It is print data again, right? So this both the methods are having same name. See this. Both the methods are having same name as well as they are having same number of arguments. So can you tell me what we are going to implement over here? They are having same names and they are having same number of arguments as well. So can you tell me what is happening? Anyone? Method is having same name and same number of arguments. Anyone? What we can call when a particular function is having same name and same number of arguments? Varma or Urvashi, can you tell me what happens over here? When a method has same name and same number of argument, what is happening? Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me what is happening? Preeti ma'am?
I think subclass override the method of superclass.
Yes, excellent, ma'am. Excellent, right? So this is known as overriding, right? We are overriding this print data method in child class, in subclass, right? So it is overridden, and as we are calling it from the child class, right? It has two prints of print data, one with parent class, but and another one with child class. But as this is newly defined method in child class, this will be called, right, and this is known as overriding functionality. When a same method name and same number of arguments are being used, this functionality is known as overriding, right? So now which print data will be called? Even if we have two prints of print data in two-wheeler class, the recently defined print data will be called. And we'll come to this point again one more time when we are going to study method resolution order, right? So when I call it, see this. Oh, some error with respect to indentation. Let us just check it. Let me rerun it. Yeah, and if you can see that, now side mirror is also included. So this is parent class print data method. No inheritance was happening, but no overriding was happening. Now overriding is happening, so it is considering child's class method, right? So this you can consider as polymorphism also, right? Print data method has two different behaviors, right? Now say for example, let me say I'm calling this, I'm creating another object of vehicle class, right? And I'm saying 3 comma black. Okay, and then I'm calling this v1.print data. So which print data will be called? Can anyone tell me? Which print data will be called for v1? The upper one or the lower one? Anyone please? Which print data will be called over there? A response from your side. Which print data will be called? Jinal Patel, can you reply me? Which print data will be called? In this case, which print data will be called? So understand this, we are creating object of vehicle class, that is parent class. When I call this print data, obviously the upper one will be called, right? So see this, for the first case, it is printing up to side mirror, but for V1, it is not printing side mirror as parent's print data is called, because type of V1 is vehicle. What is the type of V1? You can check that. Print type of V1, and what it will be returning? It will be returning class main dot vehicle, right? So understand this, when class is vehicle, this print data is being called. When class is two-wheeler, this print data is being called, right? And this is known as polymorphism also, right? Because same methods have different behaviors. Methods with same names and same number of arguments have different behaviors, right? So with this, we have implemented single level inheritance as well as we have implemented overriding and polymorphism also, right? Now let us talk about multi-level inheritance, right? So let us see how it works, how multi-level inheritance works, right? So I'm just saying that when it is multi-level, I'll be having more number of levels to it. So let me call it as scooter. Now, as you know that scooter is also type of two-wheeler. So this will be child class of two-wheeler class. So how I can make it child class of two-wheeler class? It's very simple, right? I have to make it two-wheeler. Sorry, spelling mistake is there. Two-wheeler. Yeah, now it's correct. So understand this. Now scooter is child class of what? It is child class of two-wheeler class, right? Again, you have init, right? So what is this init? This is constructor of which class? Scooter class. If you don't want to have it, that is also fine, right? If you don't have this init, right? If I remove this init, obviously it is going to take the init or constructor of the two-wheeler class. So let us do it without init so that you can understand it in a better way. What I am doing over here is, again, I am calling print data. So this is again overriding, right? Define print data, and let me call it as S, right? And what I'm going to print over here, I'm going to print hello only. I'm not printing any data, I'm printing hello, right? So print data method of scooter class is printing hello. Now see this how it is working, right? So let me just remove it. Let us just create S1. S1 is what? So S1 is nothing but this object of scooter class, right? Now tell me that how many number of arguments you will be passing over here? 3, 2, or 0? Tell me, please. Any participant, how many number of arguments I'll be passing to this particular class calling, right? Scooter class calling. How many arguments are required over here? Can anyone tell me? Chinal Patel, are you there? Can you answer? Urvashi Parmar, can you answer that how many number of arguments? Yeah, I got an answer. Okay, 2 arguments. So Chinal Patel, I'd like to tell you that you will require 3 arguments. Why you will require 3 arguments? Understand this over here. When you don't define any constructor in this class, constructor of parent class will be inherited. So what is constructor of parent class? What is parent class? Two-wheeler is parent class. So this will be inherited as it is, right? And how many arguments are there? So as is object name, we are not going to consider it, except as we have 3 different arguments. So here we are going to pass 3 different arguments, right? So we are going to call it like this. So let us say number of fields are 4. Color is white. Sorry, let me make it white. Right, and let me say side mirrors are also 3. There is one more mirror at the back of the side. Yeah, any questions from your side? Someone has unmuted. So any questions you have?
Yeah,
Devangini
sir.
madam?
No, sir,
Yes,
no
please.
question. But thing is that in between there is an interruption, so your
Okay, let me
voice is
just
not.
let me close. Okay. Now am I audible clearly? Hello? Devangini madam, am I audible clearly?
Yes, you are audible. But thing is that in between your voice is just gone, so it is happening repeatedly. So that's why.
Okay, I think there might be internet issue over here. Let me just check it whether I can move it to another one. Okay, let us just try it with you. Let me know if you have interruption in between. Okay, let us just continue it, because if I'll change it, I think there will be disturbance. A lot of disturbance. Let me move. Hello, Devangini madam. Now it is audible. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great enough. Yeah. Okay, so understand over here, I have not inherited or I have not created init method over here. So this will be inherited from the parent class. So I'll require how many arguments? I'll require 3 different arguments, right? Now let us just call print data over here. Right? I'm calling print data over here, right? And it is not having any number of arguments, right? So which print data will be called? Can anybody tell me which print data will be called? The first one of vehicle class, or the second one of two-wheeler class, or the third one of scooter class? Which print data will be called?
Sir, can you please show the code?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sure. Okay, now can you tell me which print data will be called? There are 3 different print data methods. One is for vehicle class, another one is for two-wheeler class, and the third one is for scooter. Right? Which print data will be called when I create S1 object of scooter type and I call print data method on this? So can you tell me, please?
Two-wheeler class.
Two-wheeler class. How two-wheeler class? Why
Because
two-wheeler class and how?
because there is no any constructor in this scooter class, so it's always called a super class constructor.
Okay, constructor will be called of two-wheeler class, but print data will be called of scooter class. Understand that? Right? Because
Yes, sir. Pass
we
the
have
data.
applied overriding over here, right? So again, when we override the scooter method, right, obviously what is going to happen? The local reference is going to be considered, and if you can see, we were printing hello only, so it is printing hello. It is not printing this vehicle details now, right? So this is again another level of overriding, right? We have overridden print data method twice. One is in two-wheeler class, and another one is in print data class, or another one is in scooter class, right? So this is known as multi-level inheritance, right? And so we have done with two concepts: single level inheritance, multi-level inheritance. We have also seen overriding and polymorphism, right? Now what we want to understand this too, right? Multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. So let me show you how you can do that. Let me just comment this part. There is no confusion. I'm just going to create a new code. Okay, so let us work with next type, which is hierarchical inheritance, right? So can you tell me what is hierarchical inheritance? How you can create it? Anyone? Anyone? How hierarchical can be implemented? Okay, fine. Not an issue, right? So let me say class Parul. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. In hierarchical, I think one parent class is there, and number of
Yes.
we have number of child classes are there.
Yes, but obviously when we are talking about inheritance, we can have multiple child classes, but there will be a specific structure that will be followed over here. Understand this: two class will be inheriting from the same parent class. Then it is going to become hierarchy. It is going to form a kind of a tree structure. So understand this: we are going to create a class Parul, right? Let us have some constructor over here. So define underscore init underscore, and as I have shown you, you can use anything, but this is a standard convention that people call it as self, right? So we'll call it as self, right? Now what we want to have with this Parul, right? So what do we have common in Parul? So obviously our location is going to be common, right? We all Parulites are sitting or they are coming to a common location, right? So we'll be having a common location, right? Say for example, what will be another common thing with Parulites, right? So temperature will be same for all the Parulites, those who are staying in the campus, right? So we have created this two data. Let me just make it in a different way. So I'll call it as self.log. Instead of saying self.location, I'm saying self.log, and this is absolutely allowed in Python. I can make it like this also, right? And I can make self.temp, right? Which is nothing but my current temperature, right? So I've created two things over here, which is going to be common in all the child classes, right? And let me just, you know, let me just convert data, convert 10. Right, what we'll be having over here, we'll be having self, right? And how you can convert Celsius data into Fahrenheit? Can anybody tell me? Celsius data into Fahrenheit? Anyone? सेल्सियस को कैसे फ़ारेनहाइट में कन्वर्ट करोगे? इस इक्वेशन पता है?
F is equal to C multiply with minus 1.8 and my or then from right side 32 is passed on to the left side.
Yeah, so plus 32, yes, isn't it? Right? So the temperature is multiplied with 1.8 and then you are adding 32 to it, right? So let me just put brackets so that there is no issue with precedence. It's a standard way to work with it, right? Okay, so we are done with it. We have converted our temperature, right? And we have stored it in again the same variable, right? Now let me create, another class. Let me call class of teachers. Okay, so understand this, how we can do that. So what we want to inherit over here, even if they are teachers, they are member of Parul University, right? So you can create your own constructor over here, define underscore underscore init underscore underscore, and then you can make it self, comma, I want to have this two, location as well as current temperature, and along with this I want to add some value to this. So let me add salary, right? And we will call parent class constructor over here. So Parul dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore, and let me just copy paste these things. Okay. And then we are going to have, sorry, there shouldn't be any comment. And then we are going to have one more variable over here, salary, right? So see this is how it is going to work. And define print, or let me say getter method, getter, getter and getter, right? So let me call it as self, right? We are done with it. Let me just print the data, right? And I'm doing nothing, I'm just printing the data, self dot log, comma self dot and comma self dot self, and this should be salary. Okay, so this is one class which we have inherited. Teacher class is inheriting values from Parul class, right? Now let me have another class student, students, right? And this is also inheriting from Parul. So in earlier case, what we have done, there was a parent class which was vehicle, two-wheeler class was inheriting from vehicle class, right? And scooter was inheriting from two-wheeler. So अगर मैं आपको structure बताऊँ तो कैसा बनेगा उसका? Let me open just Paint, MS Paint. ठीक है, जो हमने पहला structure देखा, it was something like this. There was a vehicle class. Hope it is readable to you. Use another box. It was a vehicle class, right? And we which class was inheriting? Two-wheeler class was inheriting from vehicle class, and again then we had scooter class, right? So scooter class was inheriting from two-wheeler class. So this was the structure. This was multi-level inheritance. Now what we are making? We are making hierarchical. So what we have? We have a Parul class, and see this. We have two class. One is teachers or faculties, and another one is students. Both are inheriting from the same class. So the structure will be created like this. It will be a hierarchical structure, kind of a tree structure we have, right? So this is hierarchical implementation. So if you see the implementation part also, what we are going to do, we are going to inherit student class. We are going to inherit Parul class into student class only, right? So let me create this one more time. Constructor will be created one more time. Right, let me just copy paste it over here, right? And instead of salary, let me say division, in which division students are there, right? So here also I'll make it div, here also I'll make it div. Okay, now let me just again define the getter method. Okay, let me call it as self, and let me print this details. So I'm printing all this self log, and the last one will be self dot div. Sorry, last one will be self dot div. Hope you are getting it, right? Hope this hierarchical inheritance is clear to you, right? Now what you have to do, so to know this, how this is working, we are going to create two different classes. One will be of teacher type, so let me call it as T1, and which is of which type? Okay, I have used small letters, but this is not recommended always. Let me make it a capital letter, teachers, and here I'm going to make it students. Teachers is having how many arguments? How many arguments will be passing over here? Anyone, please, quickly. How many arguments we have to pass when we are calling teachers class constructor? कितने आर्ग्यूमेंट पास करने पड़ेंगे यहाँ पे बताएगा? Anyone, please? कल्पना मैडम? Yes, देवांगिनी मैडम. कितने आर्ग्यूमेंट्स पास करेंगे आप?
Sir, 3 arguments.
3 arguments, great, right? Because it is having location, current temperature, and salary. Location and current temperature will be set using parents class constructor, and salary will be set using teachers class constructor. Yes. So 3 arguments. So location is, as we all know, we are at Libra. Current temperature will be near about 42, right? And what do we have for teachers? We have salary. Let us set it to 50,000, right? And let us have P2, or rather than saying P2, we'll have S1. And S1 will be student class. Again, location will remain same, current temperature will remain same, but this is going to change. And let us say this is division 2. Right? So now understand this, we are calling 2 different constructor over here because we are creating 2 different class objects, right? Now, again, when I say T1.getter, that should be dot over here, right? And when I say S1.getter, this is also polymorphism, right? Because we are associating getter method with the object type, right? So at the runtime, it will be decided that which getter should be called, either this one, salary one, or this division one, right? It is decided at runtime by looking at the type of the object. So understand this, how type of the object will be taken into the consideration. When you say T1.getter, actually what is happening in each and every method, we are specifying self. So this self will be replaced with T1, right? Or over here, it will be replaced with T1, right? And then we'll be saying T1.log, T1.temp, and T1.salary. Similar to that, when I call S1, S1 is of which type? Student type. So this S1 will be mapped over here, right? And it will be S1.log, S1.temp, and S1.view, right? So if I run this, there will be 2 different outputs. What is an error over here? Somewhere I'm missing something.
Sir, division.
No, I have used div only. Where division?
At both div.
Yeah, so I have used the same thing, isn't it? So both are div, it doesn't matter, it can be same.
Okay, I thought it may be create a confusion. Sorry, sir.
It may be same. I'm missing something else over here. Owl.init is being called getter self, colon is there. Everything looks fine to me. The same error. Okay, let me just comment this right now. Let us first check whether the first class is working or not. Okay, this will go into the comment part. This will go into the comment part. Control S. Still, it is giving me error over there. Okay, I think this might be the error. Let me just remove it. Okay. There was one more quotes in the previous comments. So hope this will work now. So syntax wise, there is no error. We have written the correct code, right? It was because of the previous comments which we have made, right? And let me call this S1 now. And let us call getter method, right? And it is printing 2 different things for you, right? So this is also known as polymorphism, right? Because we are having 2 different, behaviors of getter method, and the behavior depends on the type of the class, whether it is a teacher class or it is a student class. And this is known as hierarchical inheritance. Why? Because teachers and student, both classes are inherited, or they are inheriting property of parallel class, right? So this is how you can implement this particular inheritance, which is known as hierarchical inheritance, right? Now, what is left? We are left with multiple inheritance, right? Let us see how multiple inheritance can be implemented. I'm deleting this. We'll do it very quickly, right? Now you know the concepts of this inheritance and everything. So let us just do it very quickly that how you can implement it. So let us start with it. So I'm going to create a class. Let me call that class as parent. Okay. Okay, so you can define class like this also, right? You can keep brackets blank or you can define it like this also. Both are valid thing in Python. When you keep blank brackets, it means that there is no inheritance for this parent class. This is also fine, right? Define underscore underscore init underscore underscore self rather than saying parent, let me call it as father. Okay, so we are talking about multiple inheritance. So I'll have a variable called as PM. PM is pocket money, right? And self dot pocket money from F is equal to, let me call it as, let me keep a static value 100 over here, right? I'm not printing anything over here. I'm creating another class. Let me call it as mother, right? And let me have another constructor over here, right? I'll call it as M, right? And let me make it 200. Okay. Now let us say I want to have multiple inheritance over here. So I'll be calling class child, which will be inheriting properties from two different classes. So how you can do that? So first class from which it will be inheriting properties father class. Now can anybody tell me I want to have inheritance from mother class also? How you can do that? Any wild guess? Wild guess? Any wild guesses? How you can inherit mother class also in child class? कोई बता सकता है? This is just a wild guess, so you don't have to worry about it. Anyone, please? Yes, Rhythm ma'am?
I think using comma operator.
Right. So we'll keep a comma over here and you can make it like this. Class child, father comma mother. It's very simple, right? And you can press colon over here. You want to have your own constructor, you can have it, right? If you don't want to have it, that is also fine. So I want to have my own constructor. What I'll be doing over here, see this. I'm not doing anything else. I'm saying self, right? And let me just call it like this. Fathers dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Let me call this variable. Okay, I'm not reassigning fathers init, and let me have another thing. Okay, this PM is not required because I'm having a static value 100 and 200. And I'll call it as mother dot underscore underscore init underscore underscore. So only two constructors are being called, and I'm creating another variable. So let us call it as total, and let us assign a value to 0, right? And then I'm saying define find sum and find total pocket money, right? What I'll be having over here, I'll be having self, right? And then what you can do over here, so you can find the total also. So self dot total is equal to self dot pocket money from F, right, plus self dot pocket money from M, right? So we are using two variables which are defined in parent class, and see this structure. Child class is inheriting from two classes, right? So this will be something like this. If I want to draw it, कैसे बनेगा मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ. Let me increase the size. Control plus. Right. If I want to draw it, how it is going to become? Let us understand this. So we have two classes. First class was father class. Let me call it as F. And next class was mother class. Now I want to compare this two. Right. Child class is inheriting properties from both the classes. So we'll call it as C. Now compare this two. This two, right? This is known as hierarchical. This is hierarchical inheritance. So arrows are downwards, but on the top side we have one class and two classes are inheriting from single class. Here it is almost reverse. Arrow is also downwards, but one class is inheriting from two different classes, right? So you can say this, if you reverse this, it will become like this, right? So hierarchical and multiple, they are exactly opposite to each other, right? Understand this, right? So I'm calling this now, right? We have done this, and once we are done this, we are printing the total also, right? So let us print self.total. And then I'm running this code. So why nothing has been printed? Okay, it has inherited. And so, okay, why it is not printing? It's defined. Okay, why it is not printing? Any reason for it? I forgot something over here. Why it is not printing anything? Anyone? Why it is not printing anything? सही कोड लिखा है फिर भी नहीं प्रिंट हो रहा है. कोई बता सकता है? Anyone? Kalpana madam, are you there in the picture? Kalpana madam? Okay, Devangiri madam, can you tell me why it is not printing anything? Why this particular code is not printing anything?
Sir, exactly no idea.
It's very simple. We have not created the object yet. We have to call the method. Until and unless you call it, it won't print
Yes,
anything.
yes, right.
Okay, so we have to call this. Actually, we forgot. I also forgot to call it, right? So we'll call it as total, find total period, right? Now let us know. Missing one required in where other not in it. We have done it. Okay. Let's not call it. Child hop check has no attribute pocket money F. It is not inheriting actually. Father, mother, both are inherited. Total is also inherited. I'm solving this issue. Let's wait for a second. Not self over here. Hope it works. Yeah. Now it is working. See this. So we have taken 100 from this point and 200 from this point, which is inherited here, right? So these two variables will be present in this particular constructor. And then what we are doing over here, we are finding the summation of these two. Now let us say if I remove this, right, and let me call this find total again. See this, right? It is saying pocket money AM is not present, right? Why it is showing me an error? It should not show me, yeah. So self dot total, right? So once you write this, And if you run it, it is showing you 300. So it is inheriting these two variables from this point, right? Once you don't write this constructor method, these two variables, these two particular method, variables is not available with the child class. Understand that, right? That is why we are facing an error over here, right? And this is one example of this multiple inheritance, right? We have implemented multiple inheritance with this example, right? Now what we want to know, so we want to know that we have seen polymorphism, we have seen overriding, right? What about overloading? Because if you have studied C++ or any other object-oriented programming, it talks about overloading also, right? So what is the difference between overriding and overloading? Can anybody tell me? What is the difference between child में capital C आएगा? This should be capital C. Doesn't matter because at the end I have created with small c, which is okay. Anyone else? Yeah. So what was my question? What is the difference between overloading and overriding? Can anybody tell me? Yes, Riddhi ma'am.
Method name same but arguments are different.
Yes. So what is overloading in different programming language? We will keep same names, but the number of arguments or the type of arguments will be different, or the sequence of argument can be different also, and that will become overloading. Now understand that Python doesn't support method overloading or function overloading, specifically function overloading. Python doesn't support function overloading, but it supports operator overloading, right? So we want to check that how we can implement operator overloading in Python, right? So let us see that how we can implement operator overloading. So our next concept will be operator overloading, and let me tell you how it works. So I'm going to create a class called as point, right? And let me create a constructor for it. Init, and let me say self, comma x, comma y. So point is nothing but a 2D point, right? Which will be having two coordinates, which is x coordinate and y coordinate, right? And you can initialize the values like this. Okay, and let me create one object of this class, two objects of this class. So P1 is of type point, right? Let me have some values for this, 2, 3, and P2 is also of type point, and let me say -1, 4. Okay, so I've created these two objects, and then I'm saying print P1 plus P2. Understand this, P1 and P2 of our class point, and point class is user defined class, it is not inbuilt class, right? And then we are adding these 2 points. So actually the addition should be like 1, 7. The new point should be created and it should be 1, 7, right? So I'm running this code, and if you can see that I'm getting an error. So what is that error? Unsupported operand types. For which class? For class point and point with which operator? Plus operator, right? So what we want to do, we want to override this plus operator. We want to override this plus operator for point class, right? But before overriding this plus, let us check if I print this. Print. See this, what I'm going to print. Print P1. Right? So what type of object P1 is, I want to check that. And if I'm running it, if you can see that it is showing me it is a point object present at this memory location. Now I don't want to print the memory location. If someone prints this point object, x's values should be printed, xy should be printed, right? X comma y should be printed. So how you can overload this? So this is you are overloading string method of point class. So you can overload with a particular syntax only. This particular syntax is mandatory to overload this. So define underscore underscore str underscore underscore into the bracket. I'll call it as self. Okay, and then what we'll be doing is we'll be returning. So return, and let me call it as what we want to return. So return and into the bracket string, and let me just put 2 brackets over here. right? And let me end it over here. And let me call the format function on this. So dot format, and let me call it as self dot x, comma self dot y. Okay, so let us just run this code. And if you can see now, it is printing 2, 3, right? So what is 2, 3? 2, 3 is the x and y values. So we can format it in better ways. We can make it like this, comma. So now it will print it as proper point, right? And the point values are 2, 3, right? So this is how you can overload string method for this point class. Now what I want to overload, I want to actually overload plus operator, right? So when you are overloading plus operator for any type of class, you have to follow this method. Which method? Underscore underscore add underscore underscore, right? And as you know that plus operator is binary operator, so there will be two references over here. I'll call it as self and other. You can take any other names, you can say S and O, or you can put your names also. It doesn't matter, right? Now what we are going to do over here, see this, self dot x is equal to self dot x plus other dot x. I'll show you what is this other, right? And self dot y is equal to self dot y plus other dot y. So what is this other? So if you can see that P1 plus P2, how many objects are there? 2 objects. So when we have self and other, self will be mapped with P1 and other will be mapped with P2, right? Now what we are doing, we are having a new value of self dot x and self dot y. What is that? Self dot x. So what is self dot x right now? 2, and other dot x. What is other? Other is P2. So minus 1. So 2 plus minus 1, it will be 1. And we are saying self dot y plus other dot y. Now let me just return this to understand this. What I am returning? Return self dot x, comma self dot y. I'm returning it, right? Understand this. Okay. F9, F5, and can you see that it is giving me 1 and 7? Yes. So we are able to add. We are able to add objects of a user-defined class. What is that user-defined class? Point class. Okay. Now understand this. What I want to tell you. Here, if I check the type of this P1 plus P2, let us check type. Type of P1 plus P2. Right? And if I run it, see if you can see that what it is returning, class tuple. So once we are returning addition of these 2 points, it is not preserving its property. It is not point class. It is class tuple, right? So how I can return a point class? So it's very simple. So return, call the class again over here. So you can call the class within, or you can call the constructor of the class within a class only, right? And this is the syntax to do so, right? So I'm calling the point class again here, right? With this syntax, self dot x, comma self dot y. Let us run this again and let us check the type of P1 and P2. Right now, if you can see that P1 and P2 is of which type? Point type, right? And if I print only P1 and P2, again it will be, see this, again it will be same values 1 and 7, right? But the type has been changed. Type is now point. It is no more tuple. So this is how you can override any operator within Python. Say for example, I don't want to add them. I want to apply subtraction operation on this, right? Now when I run it, this will be an error. Why? Because here we have said plus, and here we have used which method? Sub method. So which method was required actually? Which method was required? Add method was required for addition. So what I have to change? I have to change operation over here. Now understand this. Even if the method is subtraction, but if I keep addition over here, it will be doing addition. Say this, 1,7 is the answer. Are you getting it? So for subtraction, again, what you have to do, you have to change operator over here. See this. Now this will be subtraction. So it is giving me 3n minus 1. Okay. So hope you are getting it. Hope this is clear to you. Now what do we have for other operators, right? So we have, I'm just giving you a few examples. So keeping a hash. For multiplication, we have mul. Yes, any doubt in this point? Yes, Riddhi ma'am, any doubt you have? No?
Yes, sir. Actually, I have a doubt. In
Yes,
code, you are using a point, return point, and in there is an argument. It
yes,
means
yes,
you are returning some value to the point class, right? But अगर
yes.
हम ऐसे करते हैं मतलब we are calling a constructor, तो और constructor cannot return any value. So
No, no,
how
ma'am,
can we?
understand this. Understand
मतलब
this. What we are doing over here, we are calling a
हाँ
point class over here, right? So हम constructor यहाँ पे call नहीं कर पाएंगे मैम. यहाँ से हम constructor call नहीं कर पाएंगे, right? So we are calling a point class over here, and constructor will be called from this point. So what is going to happen? यहाँ पे जो हमने ये self dot x लिया ना, वो value यहाँ पे x में assign हो जाएगी, क्योंकि हमने
हाँ
यहाँ पे पास किया है. और ये जो self dot y होगा, वो यहाँ पे y में assign हो जाएगा. ठीक है. सो कंस्ट्रक्टर विल बी कॉल्ड वन मोर टाइम. तो यहाँ पे एक्चुअली कंस्ट्रक्टर कितनी बार कॉल हो रहा है समझिए. यहाँ पे एक बार कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल हुआ इसके लिए विच इज हैविंग
Yes.
2 and 3. एक और बार कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल हुआ इसके लिए
और
विच इज
minus.
हैविंग वैल्यूज -1 and 4. एंड एक और बार कंस्ट्रक्टर कॉल होगा इसके लिए वंस वी आर कॉलिंग और वंस वी आर मेकिंग द ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ पॉइंट क्लास एंड वी आर रिटर्निंग इट इन द सब्सट्रैक्शन मेथड. सो यहाँ पे अब वैल्यू क्या होगा, तो इस दोनों का जो सब्सट्रैक्शन होगा वो यहाँ पे असाइन होगा. पोजिशनल आर्ग्यूमेंट self dot x this and this and this will be मैम. और फिर से कंस्ट्रक्टर में वैल्यू असाइन होगी. सो x क्या बनेगा, अभी नया x self dot x, ये जो वैल्यू पास हुई है वो नया self dot y क्या बनेगा, यहाँ से जो वैल्यू पास हुई थी वो this value will be assigned over here directly, right? And this is how we are working with it. Are you getting it ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any other question or am I clear? मैंने क्वेश्चन ठीक से समझा है?
Yes, yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah. Hope it is clear to you. This is how you can overload plus operator. This is how you can overload mul. So def __ mul, right? Def __ for division it is true div. क्योंकि आपको पता है कि पाइथन में दो टाइप के हैं, true div and again you have __ floor div. So true div is normal division, floor div is floor division, right? Floor div. वैसे ही आपके पास बहुत सारे हैं __ lt __ eq __ ge __ le __ gt, right? So these are operators like less than, equal, greater than, equal, less than, equal to, greater than. Any operator you have, there will be overloading method for it, associated overloading method for it, __ power or __ modulo. There will be methods for it, right? And you can search on the internet that what are the methods, inbuilt methods. Now understand this, it is mandatory to keep these names. If I say as only, right? Say this, if I keep as only, it is not going to work. So it is a predefined kind of a reserved thing, right, for this operator. So __ sub __ has a special meaning. It says subtraction operator, right? Now whether you want to subtract or whether you want to multiply, it depends on your logic. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे लॉजिक भी सही लिखना जरूरी है. If you don't write correct logic, even if you are applying subtraction operation over here, the logic which is going to be implemented is multiplication, right? तो देखो multiplication होके आ रहा है. तो ये समझना जरूरी है that how you overload it, what are the methods which are being used, and second thing is what is the logic you want to implement with the overloading, right? So this is how you can overload str and this is how you can overload sub, right? And this is known as overloading. ठीक है, अब एक चीज बचा है, that is last thing is we want to discuss about encapsulation, right? So see this, I'm hiding my information and how you can hide the information. So what I'm doing over here is I'm saying self dot __ x, right? What I'm saying again, understand this, self dot, let me just remove it so that you can understand it in better ways. Understand this, print p1 and print p2. Making it very simple over here. So self dot __ x, this is a private variable. So if you want to make a variable private, right? It's very simple. How you can make it private? How you can make it private? By adding two preceding underscores. पीछे नहीं डालना है, सिर्फ आगे डालना है. ये प्राइवेट नहीं है क्योंकि आगे पीछे दोनों है. आपको सिर्फ क्या करना है, आगे. Right? So if you have two preceding underscores before the variable name or before the method name, it is going to become private. Now, how you can verify this? So let us try this. I have created this point object. What is that? 2, 3. Right? Now let me just remove it P2 so that there is no confusion. Right? What is point object? 2, 3. Now I want to change the value of x. Let me make it, or let us right now change the value of y. Let us make it 5. So earlier it was 3. Now I am saying that value of y attribute of P1 object, please set it to 5. Right? I'm running it. See this. Y in str format. Yeah. Here it should be self dot underscore underscore x. Okay. See this. It is saying me 2, 5. Are you getting it? So we are able to change the value of y, but let me just call it underscore underscore x is equal to 5, right? Now x being private variable, if I'm running it, it is saying me 2, 3. I'm assigning a new value over here. Let me say 10. Right? It is not changed. See this? It is becoming 2 only. It is remaining 2 only. Right? So I'm not able to change the value of x variable. Right? Now here you will be surprised that how this assignment is working. Right? So what is this underscore underscore x? This is a new copy of variable x. Right? So this is how it is not changing this value. It is becoming private for this. Right? And this is how you can hide this information or hide this x variable from external views, right? So this is known as encapsulation in Python. Hope it is clear to you, right? We have to cover one last concept, but I think we won't be able to cover it because it is a bit complex. We have to discuss about method over method resolution order, right? But before we go into the details, let me show you one example that how we can work with overloading also. Final Python. I'm moving to overloading part. Secure into programming. Nope, I have it over here. Sorry, just a second. Yeah. So one thing which I want to discuss with you is this. As I told you, there are many operators available in Python. So if you can see this, these are the methods, associated methods. Pow, trueDiff, floatDiff, mode, ls shift, rs shift, and or xor. Even you have ali, any, lt, gt, right? So these are the methods available for overloading, right? And these are the private methods. See this. Now, as if I'm trying this an object over here, and if I'm trying an dot underscore underscore x, this is not allowed. So I can do the reassignment in this. Yeah, I can do the reassignment of this. But say for example, if I try this, there won't be any local copy. Right? Let me just remove it. And if I try to print this, p1 dot underscore underscore x, say this. It's not allowed. Say this. It's giving me an error. Point object has no attribute underscore underscore x. Actually, there is an attribute, right? There is an attribute dot underscore underscore x. But if I say p1 dot y over here, see this, p1 dot y, it's allowed, right? Y is getting printed. But underscore underscore s, as it is private, you cannot access it outside the class. It's not allowed. Now, as I shown you this example over here, p1 dot underscore underscore x is equal to 10. This is creating a new copy of it. Say this, right? So this is something else which I wanted to tell you, right? This is a new copy, a new local copy of x variable for p1 object, right? So this is not actually encapsulation in this case, right? But when you try to access it like this is not allowed. Even you can make methods private like this, define, let us say underscore underscore update x. Okay, and what I'm doing in update x, I'm just passing myself and let me say self dot x plus equals to 10. I'm adding value of sorry, yeah. So I'm adding value. I'm changing the value of x underscore underscore x, and I'm updating it by 10, right? So let us just try to run it over here. P1 dot underscore underscore update x, right? And let us just run it. See this, what is going to happen. It is saying that there is no method called as underscore underscore update x. Why? Again, this method is what? This method is private. So how you can access it? So let me call it another method, right? So define now. Let me call it as self. Right, let me put colon over here, and this won't be doing anything. What this will be doing is it will be calling our method self dot underscore underscore update. Right, so let us just run this. Here I'll be calling the new method. Let's call it as now. Right, now it is returning none because we have not printed anything over here. So let me just print this self. Let me just return it. Let me return it from here. Return. Self dot underscore underscore x, right? And what we'll be doing over here, let us just print it. Print self dot underscore underscore x, right? Here I won't be printing it because then there will be none also. Okay, so I'm returning it over here. Let's just run it. Right, now you can see 10 is added to this particular method and the value is 12, right? So I can access this particular update x method within the class, update underscore x method within the class, but I cannot access it directly outside the class. I can access now because there are no two leading underscores before now. If I put two leading underscores before now like this, let us just run it. Right, it's not allowed. Why? Because this is private to this particular class. So hope it is clear to you. Right? Any doubt in this point? Any doubt in encapsulation part? Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Okay. So if you have any question, I'm open to question answer session. You can ask me. Right? We are left with one last topic, that is method resolution order, that we'll cover tomorrow. Right? And we are going to keep tomorrow's session as doubt solving session only. So you can go through all the videos, and if you have any doubt in this videos, you can ask us, right? We will make it clear to you that whatever the doubt is. And the day after tomorrow, we are going to actually we were going to have a quiz, but we are postponing it for a 1 week time, because we want to give time to participant and they can read about Python programming. We will suggest you books as well tomorrow. We will suggest you some course content as well tomorrow, and then you can read those books, right? And they after 1 week, so today is 4th, right? Tomorrow we are going to have doubt solving session on 5th, that is Friday. On 6th, Saturday, there won't be any session. Actually, we planned a quiz on 6th, but we are going to conduct that quiz on 13th, not on 6th. Right? So we will have 1 week time to read, and those who are going to appear for the quiz, they are going to get the certificates. Right? आपका रिजल्ट मैटर नहीं करता है, बट आपको क्विज अटेम्प्ट करनी है कंपल्सरी, ठीक है? होप इट इज क्लियर टू यू. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Yes, Devangini madam.
Yes, sir. Quiz will remain after 1 week, right?
1 week on 13th, yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Any other doubt? Any other doubt in today's session? I think it was too quickly, but because of time restriction, we had to complete it very. मैंने छोटे से एग्जाम्पल्स दिए हैं, आप इसको आगे ले जा सकते हो. बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल. आपको कोई डाउट है, we can solve it tomorrow also. For any other topic, encapsulation or overloading or overriding, we can discuss it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Any other doubt? Riddhi ma'am, any other doubt you have? Any participant?
No, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Okay, so thank you so much everyone. We are concluding it over here today, right? And tomorrow we will meet for down solving session.
Sir, where is the PPTs and all the materials?
Actually, what we have done is we have taken sessions in different ways. So what Harshal sir will be doing, Harshal sir will be providing you all the PPTs. I've converted my all PPTs for e-content. So now it is having PU logo and everything. So once it will be published online, I'll be giving those PPTs also. So what we'll be doing right now, we'll be providing Harshal sir's PPT, each and every PPT. Is it okay, Riddhi ma'am?
Yes, sir. No problem.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Thank you so much everyone. We are concluding this meeting over here. Thank you.